thinking about what shapes nuclear, I think about disasters. I think about pop culture. When you hear the term nuclear, what is it that you think about? Some people might think about Chernobyl, Fukushima, these disasters, these great disasters. They may think about the Manhattan Project, like you said earlier. They may think about the bombs that were dropped on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And they, right now people might be thinking of mutually assured destruction, the whole concept of you got nukes, I got nukes, you don't launch your nukes because I'll launch my nukes and then we're all fucked type thing, right? That is in everybody's head. You might think about Homer Simpson, who was a safety inspector at the Springfield nuclear plant, and he was not the most capable man. And you might think about flying pieces of glowing green rods. You might think about the fish that was in the pond with the 3 eyes and mutated fish. You might think of the countless superheroes in the Marvel universe that gain their powers through exposure to radiation, through mutation. You might think about the recent TV series. HBO did a TV series on Chernobyl, which talks about those events. You are thinking about nuclear, and you probably right away relate it to disaster, to war, to unnatural mutation, to death. There's a negative sense that underlines the way you think about it. And there is often imagery that you associate with nuclear, whether it's that glowing green rod of metal or a cooling tower. And you see these images and it elicits a response. And because of the negative connotations you see nuclear, it's usually a response of shock, of fear, of concern. And here's a perfect example of it. Think about what just happened in the Winter Olympics. That ski jump that was built in Beijing, China.
Yeah.
You're right. Man-made ski jump. Everybody's talking about these cooling towers. Everybody's like, oh, look at that nuclear plant. Well, the fact of the matter, that was not a nuclear plant. Those were cooling towers. Cooling towers on an old steel mill, I think. But right away, and they were not active. There was no nuclear, threat here, but it was you listen to the shocking response across social media about this. Articles are written about this, and people are like, is it safe? Like, what's going on here? And it just goes to show how programmed in some ways we are to some of the negative sides of nuclear. And this perception, parts of it are justified and parts of it are not.